All right, guys, welcome back to Crunch Time, the show where you get the best NBA DFS picks each and every day. Today we have a 5-game NBA slate here. Joined as always with Chris, fresh off of a big win in UFC the other day. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. I'm excited for the slate here. We've had a lot of slates already today going. Early MLB, NBA, some other slates. Obviously, UFC yesterday did well. I guess we can go over that in a bit. But yeah, I'll send you the links now while we go through success.
Yeah, getting these contest links out of you is like pulling teeth. I always try to get them ahead of time, but never.
Yeah, you're not going to. I mean, I'm in the shower when you ask for them, so
you got to send them
I'll just do it now.
The day before you get them, like the day you're watching the contest, send them. But yeah, you should send the UFC one. We should go over that one as well. Let's go over the other members here. Then we can do yours, Chris.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could show off the contest link for the UFC one since it's just the big contest, not specific like 50-50 or double up like an NBA.
Okay,
so we can do that after.
Oh, okay. So yeah, let's get into it. First up, Nick here. What did he do? Baseball action, doubled up his money. Easy peasy for him. As always, NHL as well on DK, 65-130. Ultra boosted here, $100 to 180. NBA main slate, Eubanks at the Util. What a beast. Nick here again with the NBA action on DK, doubled up there. Little biscuit. Same contest as Rajon Rondo here, but first place, higher score. This was UFC, I think, right, Chris? Looks like a UFC score. So that's pretty awesome to see that. Hopefully he entered some tournaments with that score. That's a pretty high score, isn't it?
I mean, it's not too high, but yeah, it's a good score. But yeah, it's not enough to take anything down. But it's enough to cash like pretty much at the top, probably 5% of every contest.
Yeah. Then we got you here, NBA 1,000 into 1,800 here on DK. So that's good stuff there. Then your MLB main slate on FanDuel, 320 to 535, 533. I'm not sure how I do my rounding here. Then your NBA all-day slate here. So you woke up a little bit earlier to get this one in, Chris, doing your homework in the morning on a weekend as well, Saturday. That's at
1:30 p.m., so it's not too early.
Yeah. Well, you got to get up earlier to do your homework, though. Prepare.
Yeah.
537 here to 800. So that's good stuff there. So this is your UFC takedown, your knockout, Chris. 888 into 10K, 888 into 2.5K, and then I think there's another one here, 888 into $266.67. How do you do it?
Like, I just want to say, you're saying 888. It sounds like 888. It's $8.88.
Yeah, 888.
Yeah, but it's not $888.
Yeah, 888. Like if you go to the store and you buy like a coffee, a bagel, maybe like a cookie or something, they'll say 888. You're not gonna think it's $888.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so, but yeah, I mean, three in the top 10, so that's pretty big. Yeah, the lineup I was actually watching before the final fight wasn't the one that ended up winning. That was the third place lineup. So yeah, I didn't even know that I had this other lineup up there. But yeah, it was definitely good.
That's all we have to say. So we've got the parking money for you, Chris. That's when you play your high stakes. You play like 1K and you win like $1,010. So that's parking money for you. Then we have parking ticket money when you play like $1,000 and you win $1,100, a bit more than break even. What would you call this? Is this like your car gets towed and then you get, is this like new car money here?
Yeah, probably a crappy new car, but
I mean, it's like 12.5K American. You could probably get like a 1-2-year-old car. Not too bad.
Yeah, maybe, but yeah,
nothing
I don't
fancy.
know about all that. Yeah.
So now we'll see reckless Chris on the road. New car money here. Yeah, we should open that one, see what you did. I guess we can maybe go over should we go over the optimizer? I mean, like just some settings that you like to look at and use in UFC.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we can do that. I've never seen this many reactions though. Have you?
No, that's a lot.
Yeah, because we've had some other takedowns. We had a turn and burn. Was it turn and burn? Was Scotty? Yeah, he did some good ones there.
He had like 40K in NFL, which is crazy.
I don't think he got this many, but I mean, you've been killing UFC though. This is like, what is this? 3 takedowns already in the last 2 months, 2.5 months, 3 months.
So I think I won 10K last month, and then I was like super close 2 other times. I think I was like 4 points off in 2 separate contests from first place, and then I think I had one time. Huh?
2 other contests, you were a few points off from first as well.
Yeah, I think we went over it twice.
Oh my goodness!
Not 2, like this same contest here, the 888 entry fee.
Not 800.
Yeah, not 800, but this one was good. I think I've only had like one day where I had a bad UFC day. I think it was when I had the canceled postponed fight. I think I was pretty overexposed to that fight, but yeah, there was actually a canceled fight here as well. Probably ended up helping me because obviously in the winning lineup I didn't have any of the canceled fighters. They weren't too highly owned, but I think I was even with the field on those canceled fighters, so I don't think it made too much of a difference, but obviously it did help because my winning lineup didn't have those guys. But it was good stuff.
Did you send your NBA? Oh, you didn't send
in Discord.
Got it. And then because the UFC link will go through in the tool. Well, that's crazy though. Like, why don't you should play more UFC, Chris? They need it more than once a week.
This is the big contest there, so I mean, I'm playing it every week.
You also said you wish you played 10x more, but like, is there any other tournaments you could enter? Like 150 max?
Oh no, that was just a joke.
Well, you wish there were. Are there any on DK? Do you play on DK?
No, I don't play on DK, but that one's bigger. But yeah, I don't MMA on DK.
Harder or what?
The entry fee is like $25 per or $20 per, so it's a lot more.
Yeah, it's like 3 times more. Let's see. Rondo here says Mr. 10K calls you a GPP beast. Steven Drakes over here says, whoever it is, are you sharing? Lol. Are you gonna take everyone out, Chris? Patio. Take everyone out to the patio.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I could take. Who said that? Steven something.
Steven Drakes. Nice name.
Yeah, I'll take Drake out.
Drakes.
Drake.
Let's see. T-Bay says looking to bounce back today. Yesterday was depressing. What do you say to the I guess aspiring DFS player, new DFS player, the rookie, Chris? How do you get their head on straight?
I don't know. We'll go over the FanDuel lineup from yesterday because I think we played the same lineup. I think there were a few things that probably should have done differently on FanDuel. DraftKings obviously went well, but we'll get into that.
Yeah. T-Bay says, crappy old car. Chris is definitely a diva. What do you have to say about that one, Chris?
That's 2 in a row. 2 shows in a row he's called me a diva. So, I mean, I wonder what I'm going to do tomorrow, which makes him call me a diva again.
T-Bay, what kind of car could you get for that money? Like, let's see what we can get there. Let's see. Rondo says no one's going to take your head-to-heads now in MMA. John Cotter, of course he would say this. He says margaritas on Chris.
Yeah, I got John Cotter.
Yeah. Any good patios here, Chris?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, all the indoor dining here in Vancouver is banned, shut down by the COVID police. So we just have like outdoor patio seating. So not too many options here right now for margaritas. Well, actually, the weather's nice, so I guess there's some options, but it's always packed because there's like, I don't know, it's probably like 10% seating than normal. So definitely packed. Christian says another takedown for UFC 261, Chris.
Was that UFC 261? Is that next week? I mean, I'm not not a big UFC guy. I know all the guys now because I've watched the fights. My takedown from last month, I really didn't know anyone on the card. or even in my winning lineup, I didn't know anyone. But this lineup that I had yesterday, I pretty much knew everyone. I've seen them all a few times. So let's see the UFC 251 or whatever it is.
Okay, we also got word that you could get a scooter for 10K from Dakota, 6 scooter.
I'm pretty sure I could probably get one for much cheaper.
Scooter with shocks. Let's see. Oh.
I'd rather get like an electric bike.
Electric bike?
Yeah, see, these are like $4.49. This is Canadian dollars too, so it's like I could buy like double with the Canadian dollars because obviously FanDuel's in USD.
Let's see. You can escape, Chris. Escape. Where is it? E-bikes.
Yeah, this doesn't look good. This looks like a knockoff site from like Alibaba.
Alibaba. Yeah. Would anyone ever catch you riding one of these, Chris?
I mean, possibly. Why not?
You like the electric bike?
Yeah.
This one?
Probably not that one. I don't know which one. I think I've seen one before.
Yeah. But yeah, 261 is next week, Chris, on the 24th. So.
Oh, that looks like a good one.
Yeah.
Usman, he's the toe stomper.
Oh, I love the toe stomping fights.
Yeah, and then this next girl is a beast. Oh, actually, both of them are.
Can you tape up your feet?
I don't know.
Do you think George is going to tape up his feet?
Jorge
Masvidal?
No, I don't think so.
Austin says Honda Fit, Chris. Let's see that one. Honda Fit. Sounds like a car. Would anyone ever catch you driving one of these, Chris?
I mean,
definitely in the price range.
Yeah, I'm not looking for a new car though. I'm not just gonna go out and spend this money.
Yeah, you're gonna put it all in Doge, right? Let's look up Doge. Super popular here, Dogecoin. Doge, Chris. You gonna get the Doge?
No.
So no electric bike, no Doge, no Honda Fit. Just margaritas for John Carter and Drake's over here, Mr. Drake's.
Yep.
T-Bay says Toyota Prius, car of the future.
Of the future? Why is that?
I don't know. I can't imagine you driving like a Prius or a Fit, Chris.
Yeah, I'm too big. Too tall.
You wouldn't fit. Dave Kriya says John Carter needs roto help. MLB. Guess he's losing in their season-long one, Chris. Can you give him some wisdom?
I definitely cannot. Yeah, I can't.
What about like roto NBA? Would you even be able to give advice for that one?
Yeah, I mean, depends on the format. There's different formats.
Yeah. I wonder what scooter Dakota's talking about though. What's the scooter Dakota? I'll look that one up. I'll show Chris. Maybe he'll be tempted. T-Base says those electric bikes are for fat people who can't pedal. My goodness.
No, they're for fun.
What about like I don't know. Yeah. Is it for fun?
I think so.
Because you can take those out where you can't like take like a motorbike, right? So you can kind of go like on the sidewalk with those or like along the, I don't know, like beach and stuff, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So it's like kind of like a motorbike, but you can kind of use it on, I guess, where the pedestrians can walk. So I guess there's that. I mean, it's like saying, I don't know. It's like saying cars are for people who don't know how to ride a horse or something like that. I don't know. I mean, yeah, if you're on an electric bike and you say it's for exercise, then I agree. It's definitely not exercise.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone's saying that though.
I mean, you probably wouldn't be surprised going out for some like fresh air on the bike. You have to like pedal a little bit, but it's probably like, I don't know, 5% difficulty, something like that. I don't know. Rondo says, "How about that fight, Jake Paul versus Ben Askren?" Who is Ben Askren?
MMA fighter.
Was it staged or is Jake Paul really good?
He's pretty good. Also, the guy's a wrestler.
Oh, the Ben Askren?
Yeah.
He didn't look like he was in like shape.
Yeah, he's also old.
He didn't look like he was in shape at all, so I'm not sure. Dave Chris says draft better for the roto help, Chris. That's the
Draft
secret.
better.
The draft is key. Like I messed up in my ESPN draft for NBA. Definitely cost me the entire season. So you got to draft right. Dakota says trolling. You could probably get a nice little motorbike though. That would be sweet. He says Paul Blart, Mall Cop. Chris, have you seen that movie?
The Paul Blart one? Yeah, I have.
Yeah. Says MMA fighter who is known for his grappling, Ben Askren.
I think he's like 19-2 or something.
Yeah, but he didn't look in shape though. I mean, I just watched like the knockout, but definitely didn't look like he was in peak performance there. But yeah, let's go into. Do we finish this? No, we stopped here. So let's just quickly go over the rest of the stuff here. So Aiden just posted. This is what is this, Chris? This is UFC.
Mm-hmm.
What's with the icon?
Just a trophy. I don't know.
It's not a good icon. 57, 115, solid stuff there. Single slate NBA doubled up. MLB main slate on FanDuel doubled up as well. NHL main slate DK. NBA main slate DK. NBA single slate, MLB early slate, and then NHL single slate. So every slate out of Aiden as always. And then, of course, let's go over your NBA results here, Chris. Then we'll load up your contest in UFC, and then we can go over kind of how you did that, or just some ideas that you like to look at. So let's do DK first. So this one, you did win here, 999 into, or should I say 999, Chris, into 1800. So what did you do here? What went your way? What didn't go right?
I don't know. This team just came together a little better. FanDuel power forward was kind of tough. But this team was pretty obvious, in my opinion. There were a lot of people on this team. I think it was just clearly the best team possible before lock, if you're going for like an optimal team. So, yeah, I like this team a lot. Got Westbrook, got the Celtics guys, Tatum, Smart, and Walker. They all did well. And Thompson, forgot about him. And then the Spurs value, got them as well. Walker and Eubanks, was talking about them a lot. And then Sadiq Bey was kind of the last piece. He was the snowflake of the lineup, but it didn't end up costing us just because everyone else played very well. Had Smart at 40%. He was the other low-end guy here. He went for 41 for 6.3K. So pretty straightforward build here on DraftKings yesterday, in my opinion.
Yeah, so this DFS crunch train was pretty big, Chris. Got the regulars here like Papa Gates, McLovin also in the DFS crunch train as always. Anyone else you want to go over?
Not really, because like I said, I think this team was the best possible team. I think pretty much everyone landed on this team. Obviously, not everyone's in this. Like everyone that we like to look at landed on this team. They're not all in this contest, but yeah, a few are.
Yeah, all the sharp players landed on the DFS crunch train is what you're saying, right, Chris?
Right.
Yep. Let's go to FanDuel. So over there, this one here, 537, 800. Still one here. So this is not parking money. This is definitely like a ticket money thing here.
No, the other one was that was all day slate.
Oh, so what was this? This was like...
Yeah, this one didn't go too well. I think I had like 1,500 to 500.
This is like liquidation. You got liquidated here.
Yeah, I had to take the L here to get the W in UFC. So, I mean, I was just... Did it on purpose. But yeah, I didn't really like this team. Can we pull up a different team on the right side? Because I think there was another one that I did like. It was on the next page. 14th, I think. Yeah, 14th place, this team. So yeah, like decisions yesterday were point guard 2. So Westbrook was obviously pretty chalky. He didn't do too well, honestly. He was 11.4K, got 52 fantasy points, so he didn't do too well. I was fine with that fade. And then the other decision was shooting guard 2, Lonnie Walker here, 50%, and then power forward 2 as well. Everyone played Tatum at their first power forward slot, so the second one was a decision. There were guys like Gafford, Tice, Grant, so it was in that range. I landed on Thad Young here. Didn't love it. He got hurt in the first quarter. Like, Delhi ran into his knee. It was pretty dirty, actually.
Classic Delhi.
So yeah, they're actually talking about that, the commentators. But yeah, I didn't love this team. Thad Young got hurt, so I think that limited his minutes a little bit. I think he only got like 15 minutes. But he still put up a decent stat line, like 5 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. Didn't get any stocks. Only 15 fantasy points, so it wasn't great. But I mean, I don't think it was the worst play. But in hindsight, probably shouldn't have landed there. Like this team on the right, I like a lot more. The 3v3 is I had John Morant, Marcus Smart, and Thaddeus Young. The other side had Westbrook, Lonnie Walker, and Gafford. We were talking about Gafford yesterday as well. His game log looked really good. He was consistently going over 5x. He was still 3.5k, so probably should have went with this team. Got this person up to Westbrook, obviously, and then Smart 7k went down to Lonnie Walker, who was also a good play. So I think I should have landed on that team. On the first page, there's also another team with McLovin. That one actually had Marcus Smart as well, 4th place. Yeah, so this team, I think this team was up there. I don't remember where exactly, but this one didn't have Chris Middleton. It had Keldon Johnson instead. I also had Westbrook and Gafford. So I think Westbrook and Gafford were the right choices there at point guard and power forward. And then I probably should have either went down from Middleton to Keldon or from Smart to Lonnie. But yeah. Also, I want to touch on one other thing. Oh yeah, Rui Hachimura also got hurt at halftime, so he didn't get his full run. That kind of hurt as well. He was like 50% in most of my 50-50s, so that hurt a little bit, but was still able to make a few bucks back.
Yeah, it is what it is. Liquidated on FanDuel NBA main slate, not the end of the world, but hopefully bounce back today. So we'll get into that. But you want to open up the UFC contest, right? Go through that. Let me load that up. VN Jones says, sorry I'm late. Babe watching on boats from the balcony. Triple exclamation mark. You guys have my attention now. Winning night. Let's continue. Hashtag winning. Priorities. He's got them right. DFS content number 1. DFS is definitely number 1 always, right, Chris?
Right.
Yeah. Let's switch this. There we go. We have to go back one day. But yeah, hopefully we'll have a good slate, a good show here today. Then VN Jones can go back to Babe watching and watching his contests. Hopefully lots of green there. Do you know you have to refresh it, Chris, for the contest? Oh, no, lineups. There you go. Yep. So here it is. This is a strange contest. 107 max lineups. What is that?
Yeah, it's the smaller one. I would have entered that as well, but you can't enter too many contests under $10. So I actually tried 2 weeks ago, but wasn't able to. I was only able to get like 50 entries. If I should have probably done it yesterday as well. I would have probably taken that one down, but did not.
Before we do this, David Correa said Stewart went off for the Pistons.
Yeah, off the bench. He went for 40, I think. He played 24 minutes. Plumlee played 19, so clearly they're shifting towards their tank agenda.
Yeah. And then I see Orlando King in the chat. Saw your message, but it's retracted. Hope you're doing okay, buddy. Solo Diaz says, yo, what's up? John Carter says, FD has crushed it over the last 2 weeks. People need to understand you don't just 2x your entries each time you win. Just take profits, grind over the long haul. What do you make of that, Chris? Sounds like a DFS vet right there.
Yeah, that's spot on. You play every day. It's a grind. You're not going to win every day. You learn from your mistakes. You try to get better. That's why we play cash games, just because the grind is pretty fun.
Yeah, if you want your money to just double every day, just go into stonks, go all in on Dogecoin, it only goes up. GameStonk as well, only goes up. So if you want something a bit safer, we've got the Dogecoin alternative and the GameStonk. So we do have our Stonks channel actually. So some good commentary over there. Yeah, where were we? We were at the contest here. So yeah, what do you want to go over here, Chris? I don't know any of these guys.
Yeah, I mean, there's not too much to go over. Like, let's scroll down a little bit. Yeah, so the team on the right is actually the team that I thought was the best. I was thinking that was the team that would have got me above, but then this Whitaker team. So Whitaker was the main event guy. He was the last fighter, so he was the guy I was watching for. Had a ton of him. Projections loved him yesterday as well. He was obviously projections always love the favored guy in the main event. But yeah, yesterday was no different. He performed very well. This other one was pretty crazy. The bottom guy, Jacob Malkoun. I was actually cheering for his opponent, Al Hassan, because I had him in my cash games on both sites. But he just looked awful. This guy looked really good. He was just taking down Al Hassan all the time. I think that was the fight before the main event. So I was actually cheering for the other guy. This guy ended up winning, so I was kind of sad, but clearly it helped me with both of these lineups because I had him as my value guy here in both of these. And yeah, I mean, pretty much I think everyone won in the lineup on the left. Did Munoz win? Can you click on him on the left?
Oh.
Yeah, so he actually didn't win. So 5 out of 6 in both lineups. Sherman didn't win on the right side, so pretty interesting that you can still win even if you don't go 6 out of 6.
Yep. Anyone else you want to go over? Any other ones? 8th place?
No, I mean, there's not really much to go over. I don't think like all these guys did well. Let's go into like the settings and see the options there.
Okay. So anyone who doesn't know, our optimizer, dfscrunch.com. Is that what you use, Chris? Did you use our optimizer?
Yeah, we were talking about it on the show yesterday because we finished like 15 minutes before.
Oh yeah, that's what I always say. I always tell you, like you always do better. I always do better when it's like a rushed crunch, like 10 minutes to go, 15 minutes to go, fresh out of the shower, maybe just came back home from the gym, getting on the computer, need to get your entries in, forgot you even had them, scrambling. That's usually how it goes, and then you take it down. So, yeah, what did you do, Chris?
Yeah, so I mean, usually I don't mess with projections. Usually I just mess with these settings on the left and then find a build that I like. So obviously in GPPs you don't want any fighters versus your opponent. So obviously I had that at 0. And then honestly I just played around with uniques and randomness. Like I said, I had 10 to 15 minutes to make the build, so I just played around with it. I mean, I'm not going to say what I exactly landed on just because I don't know. I don't feel like that's right. But yeah, I just played around with the max exposure here, uniques, and randomness until I found a build that I did like. So, I mean, I play around with it, and then I click build, and then I go to the player's card, and then I see what it gives me in terms of like ownership with the guys. I click on MVP there, and then I look at how I'm kind of exposed to each MVP, who I'm most exposed on, and then I kind of just, if I don't like it, I let it run again. I change a few settings, bump up some randomness, bump it down maybe. If I'm getting too much of someone, I reduce the max exposure. If I want to get a little more different, if I want to like even out my exposure a little more, I bump up the uniques. So like you just have to play around with those settings and then find a build that you like in terms of exposures. Like I don't really know the guys. I just look at the odds, who has the best odds to finish a fight, because obviously you get more points for finishing a fight. So that's how I kind of judge who I'm interested in more than other guys, just with those types of odds. I also look at like significant strikes per minute, stuff like that. And then yeah, I keep building. I change a few settings, keep building, and that's really how I do it. I mean, I like MMA because you don't have to stack or anything like that, like in these other tournament sports. Either your fighter wins or he doesn't win. So it's nice because you could do it quickly. Not many other sports like that. Maybe NASCAR, but NASCAR you also have to set player groups. So I like playing UFC a lot.
Yeah. I think that's important though. The iterative process of building, see what happens. That is why we have this player's card here. So the whole idea is that it just gives you a good overview of the generated lineups that you get with your previous settings. So it just gives you it's pretty straightforward. I think I've already said it, but just an overview. You can see quickly what's going on with the build, and then what your settings sort of gave you, and then you don't have to adjust like a bunch of settings at the same time, especially if you're unfamiliar with the settings or you haven't used them. You can just adjust one and then just see what happens, click build, and then keep doing that over and over until you find something that you like. So I do the same thing with NBA as well. Do you know if we have backtesting? Oh, we do have backtesting as well.
I mean, you could literally just keep playing around with it, see when you find a good build, because we do have backtesting now, obviously. So what did this one get?
736. Oh, yeah, I would have beat you.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't enter because you would have beat me here. But yeah.
Yeah, that's how you.
Let's see.
Huh?
Yeah, so this one had Malkoun, Hubbard, Arlovsky. Yeah, but I mean, the thing is with randomness, you have to remember like every build is going to be different. So if you build again, you might not get a higher score. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty weird, pretty funny that you beat me the first try.
I mean, I am the never mind. But yeah, you're lucky I didn't play, Chris. Yeah, you can see here. The first time I just built 20. I saw like what MVPs it liked, so I kind of do this for NBA just to see what the more popular plays will be with the optimizer, which players will land in the optimals, and then I do adjust their minimum so that they ignore the max exposure rule that I set. But I mean, I don't know UFC, so I wouldn't feel confident entering this because I don't know anything about UFC. Like I'd probably do a bit more research into it, but I mean, all I did here was just adjust a few MVPs here. So I guess those were the favorites.
You can play the 333
tournament.
Yeah, the small one you were just making fun of.
Yeah, next week I can do it. What is it? 261, UFC 261. I'll be ready.
It's going to be a big one.
Let's see what my second build does with randomness. Because like you said, the randomness, every time you build, it's going to be different just because it's random projections for every single player every time. So just because the first build hit it doesn't mean the second one will hit it as well. So keep that in mind. But yeah, I mean, it's just really cool, guys. Like we have this backtesting feature for a lot of the sports, every sport. I think we're trying to add it for every sport. I think we have it for every sport right now, but I'm not 100% sure. Do you know, Chris?
Not every sport yet, but most of the sports.
Yeah, so we are adding it for all the sports. That's the goal. But it's just really cool. Like if you're not using this backtesting, make sure to use it because it's a great place to sort of get familiar with the optimizer. But yeah, you can see here, second time building, my highest was only 709, which would be in the top 8.
Was it 709.6? Was it the same team I had here? 7.9.6. Whitaker, Gravely, Romanov, Arlovsky, Mir, Skart, and yeah, I mean, people get the gist here. Let's get into the NBA.
I just want to do one more. I want to see if I can beat you 2 for 3. 1 for 2 so far, Chris. Let's see if I can go 2 for 3 with the randomness here. Hopefully it's in my favor. Rolling the dice.
Third time is the charm.
Yeah. I mean, wait, first time or third time?
Third time.
First time was the charm already, but Royal King's in here. What's up? Says good stuff on that takedown, Chris. JC says margaritas on me. I didn't enter it. It's just monopoly money for me right now. But yeah, no, 2 for 3, Chris. 736.6. You're lucky I didn't enter.
Nice, yeah.
What?
Do we have let's see. Scroll down. Go to the fighters.
Where?
Just the players card, I mean. Go to F, fighter. Okay, yeah. Never mind. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you beat me.
Yeah, how's it feel?
Feels fine.
UFC is actually a cool one to backtest because I'm guessing the projections don't change too much after the lock, right?
Yeah, they can't change after lock.
Yeah, so I guess that's one of the better ones to do backtesting on. Whereas like NBA, sometimes the projections do change a lot after the slate. And just one other thing on the backtesting, it does use the projection, so it uses the projected fantasy points to backtest. It doesn't use the actual results, so keep that in mind. So it gives you kind of like the real optimals, not the actual fantasy points. So kind of gives you a better picture, I think, with that. But you do see the actual fantasy points as well, so you can see what you did end up getting. But yeah, let's get into today's slate, Chris. 5 games here, only 10 teams to choose from. Got my Raptors playing. Got the Rockets without John Wall. I think Raptors missing a few of their guys. Any teams that you like here today, Chris? Any news that we can take advantage of here?
Yeah, so 3 teams for me stand out. First, like you said, the Raptors, with pretty much all their guys resting. Kyle Lowry, he's just resting all week for some reason. Played 1 game since he came back from his injury. So clearly they're tanking now. So we have interest in those guys that are playing for them. Rockets, no John Wall, so we like Kevin Porter a lot. We like Christian Wood. Blazers, no Dame Lillard, so we have interest in some of their guards like Simons, CJ, obviously. So yeah, those are the 3 main teams that I'm kind of targeting here today.
Yeah. Rondo says, watch everyone use those exact same settings for next week, Chris.
I mean, I'm not opposed to it, but I mean, you have to be ready to, handle anything, because you can lose just as easy as you can win.
Yeah, that is true, but I'm kind of I want to play some UFC. I'm inspired by you, Chris. You've been making it look a little bit too easy here. What happened to KD, by the way? Do you know? Is he out for a while
I think
now?
he hurt his thigh.
So do you think?
No, I don't think so.
No? Okay. Let me load up this first game. So we have OKC against my Toronto Raptors. Oklahoma first. Mike Muscala out for them. Gabriel Deck out. Josh Hall out. Luguentz Dort questionable. Alexei Pokashevsky probable. Projected starters: Theo Maledon, Luguentz Dort, Darius Baisley, Isaiah Roby, and Moses Brown. Anybody here on this G League team, Chris, that you like today?
Not really. Like, I don't know. I mentioned those other teams that give us much better value now on this slate. So I kind of just prefer those guys instead of playing these guys on the Thunder. I don't think there's anyone that really stands out to me. If I had to pick one guy, maybe like Dort in tournaments because he's been playing so well, but I don't know if he could keep it up. He went for 65 2 games ago and then 45 last game. So he's been playing out of his mind. Like I said, I don't think he can keep it up, so I don't want to play him. Pokashevsky's back today, so that hurts him a little bit. So I don't know. I'm not too interested in the Thunder guys here today.
How's the usage rate look for the Thunder? Is there anywhere we can look it up quickly? Like maybe the last 7 games or so. Like who is the go-to guy there right now?
They're kind of splitting it around, like Baisley around 25%, Brown 15%, Dort. So Dort's actually been pretty high recently, around 30%. So he's been shooting the ball a ton, but he's questionable today. He's priced up, so I don't know if he could do it.
Is that 30% like for a stud on a different team who's maybe getting like 40 plus fantasy points? Like what's the usage rate there usually? Like what's the good usage rate to get like 40 or so fantasy points a night? 35.
I mean it
for his
really
position.
Depends. Usage rate doesn't account for rebounds, assists. Actually, maybe it does assist, but no, it's not. It's shots taken, free throws.
It's not rebounds or steals or blocks.
Yeah, I know. It's not assists either, so
it is assists.
Possessions. Usage rate?
I think it's everything that leads to a shot for the team.
Oh, maybe it is then. But yeah. I mean, regardless, I don't think you could really tell by that. Like, minutes are important as well. You could have a high usage guy playing no minutes, and then you're not going to get anything. But if Dort continues at 30%, I think he's a good play. But I don't know. I don't think he's going to continue at 30%. That's the problem.
Yeah, you got to watch out for Alexei Pokusevsky. Lots of studs here. Toronto, Chris, let's go over them. Kyle Lowry out, like you said, taking a vacation. OG Anunoby out as well. Fred VanVleet out as well. Siakam out. Jalen Harris out. Trent Jr., probable projected starters. Malachi Flynn, Gary Trent Jr., Paul Watson. He is a stud. Chris Boucher and Kem Birch. Do you remember once, Chris, when I said something about Paul Watson? I was like, oh, if he ever gets a chance to play, we should lock him in. Was that?
Yeah, I mean, he shot 10 for 13 last game, 8 3-pointers. Like he was Steph Curry. I'm not expecting that again.
He's a stud. He's good, Chris. He's a shooting guard, scorer.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to play him.
Yeah.
I'm interested in some of these other Raptors, though. Like, we have Malachi Flynn today. He's 5.6K on FanDuel. DraftKings, he's 5.9K, so he's an absolute lock on both sites, I think, in this role without all their starters.
Yeah.
Gary Trent, he's playing a little more interesting for me on DK for 5.6. FanDuel, he's 6.1. Obviously, on DK, you get the 3-point bonus as well. He gets a ton of his points from the 3. So I like him more on DraftKings. I think he's a really good play over there. Probably a lock for me as well. We have Kem Birch. I think he's also in play here. Probably a guy that's more interesting on FanDuel just because you get the 3 points per block. He's 4.5 on FanDuel. DraftKings, he's 4.6. So I prefer him a little more on FanDuel there at power forward. Chris Boucher, also very much in play on both sites. 7.3 on FanDuel, 7.3 on DK as well. So he's a really good play. He's probably going to be their highest usage guy today. So I like him. Yuta Watanabe maybe. If Trig is in here, I don't mind Yuta Watanabe. 3.6K on DK. We were kind of talking down on him before, but played 26 minutes last game. Usage rate was at 25%. So, I mean, I don't mind playing Yuta here on DK for 3.6. I don't think that's the worst play in the world. Pretty much all these guys are viable. The guys that I just mentioned are probably the guys who are safest to get the most minutes. But, I mean, with this team, it really just depends on who gets the minutes. If you can find someone here who's going to get above 30 minutes, they should absolutely crush their price tag.
Yeah. VN Jones says Bazley is a good play tonight, Chris.
Bazley, I mean, I'm fine with Bazley. I think he's a fine play. I just don't want to play him when we have all these Raptors I just mentioned. We'll talk about the Rockets, and then Magic guards are interesting as well. So, and Portland as well, obviously, with no Dame. So that's why I'm, like, if I'm playing a forward, I'd rather play someone here from the Raptors. That's the only reason.
Yeah. And then did you know this, Chris? Raptors got fined for tanking. So what did they do? They throw the middle finger at the NBA and rest all their starters, all 3. All their starters, actually, most of them.
Wait, they got fined?
Yeah, 25K.
When?
Yesterday or something? Or when was this? This was, yeah, yesterday, I think.
Interesting. I guess they don't care.
Yeah, I mean, it's just 25K, but I guess NBA's on watch. But, I mean, the OKC, Chris, everyone's tanking.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, OKC isn't resting their starters. Like,
Yes, they are. Some bullshit injury for SGA.
oh, that's a real injury. Like,
No,
lots
it's
of people
not.
miss.
It's definitely something you could prevent, I think.
No, it's not. Like, it's isn't his foot like his bone in his foot?
I think it's just like inflammation. I think.
Yeah, I mean, but he's been out for a long time. It's not like he's in and out like the Raptors guys. So it's clearly different.
Yeah, if they just sat them out for the rest of the season, that'd be better, I guess.
Well, if they sat one of them out, like SGA is one guy on the Thunder.
Well, it's probably the only guy they have there. So it's less obvious, is what you're saying?
Yeah, the Raptors are sitting literally their starters. OG, Lowry, VanVleet, and Siakam. All the guys that were basically on that championship team.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of ugly, but they want to play their rookies, Chris. They want to get their new guys some run.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think it's anything bad.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next game. Portland against Charlotte. So Portland side first, Zach Collins. Let me just load up the other part here. Zach Collins out for them. Damian Lillard also out. Projected starters, CJ McCollum, Norm Powell, Derek Jones Jr., Robert Covington, and Yusuf Nurkic. So if Norm Powell's on the Raptors, Chris, would they still be resting him, do you think, as well?
Yeah, they'd probably be resting him.
Yeah. But yeah, who do you like here on the Trailblazers against Charlotte?
So, yeah, basically the guards here are the ones that I'm interested in. CJ, have him on the cover today. I think he's just an easy lock on both sites. He's going to be very popular, so I think you got to play CJ on both sites, both formats. We've seen him crush in the past in this role. Last game without Dame, 35% usage rate, took 26 shots. So just a really good role here for him. He only had 2 rebounds last game, so I expect that to be higher here today. Don't mind the matchup against Charlotte. I don't think they play great defense. They don't play too fast, but they definitely give up some big games. It's more of a eye test thing that I'm saying, but I mean I do like the matchup here a little bit for CJ. He's just a lock for me. And then outside of him, probably no one else on FanDuel. I think on DK is where we can play some of these other value guys. I think Anthony Simons interesting there on DraftKings for 3.6K. FanDuel is 4K, but we have some other point guards who I'm kind of prioritizing over him there. He didn't get the start yesterday, or not yesterday, 2 games ago. But yeah, we don't know if he's going to start here today. He played 30 minutes last game, got 30 fantasy points. So I like Anthony Simons for 3.6K on DraftKings. And then Norm Powell. We mentioned Norm Powell when we were talking about the Raptors. I think he's also interesting. 6'3" on DK. Probably more of a tournament play if I had to use him, maybe in cash games as a last piece. But probably more of a tournament play for Norm Powell. But I think Anthony Simons is probably a lock for me on DraftKings as well.
Yep. Anthony Simons, Chris, slam dunk champion, right?
Anthony Simons, yeah. Well, who won it? I don't remember.
Wasn't it him? It was him.
He won it?
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. Right here. Hoisting it.
I guess so.
They robbed. Who is Cassius even?
Cassius?
Who is that?
Yeah. What do you mean? Who is that?
It was a pretty bad dunk contest, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't great. I don't really like the format anymore. I don't know how to fix it though.
Yeah. Maybe they should do a dunk contest. Get all the NBA vets, 35 plus.
Yeah, I mean maybe.
Maybe put them
Bring
a
Vince
little.
Carter back.
Huh?
Bring Vince Carter back.
Yeah, give them a trampoline as well. Make the old NBA players do those dunks that we used to get in the halftime or in the intermissions. I don't know what they're called, hoop troop, shit like that. That'd be funny. Yeah, let's go over. Actually, wait, some comments here. T-Base says, "What about Norm Powell or Carmelo on FanDuel, Chris?" So Powell's 6'3", Carmelo is 4'1". Totally different price tag there, but who would you prefer?
I'm fine with either of those guys on FanDuel as well. Those are really good price tags there too. So yeah, if you're playing Norm, if you're playing Melo, I definitely don't mind that either.
Yeah, and then Austin here agrees, says, so weak, worst dunk contest ever. Yeah, I mean, trajectory of the dunk contest isn't looking too good. I feel like players don't even want to do it. Everyone just wants to rest as well. It's a liability to be in the dunk contest or to do anything more than regular season games. And even those, I feel like that's becoming a liability for a lot of players as well, all the rest as well. So yeah. Let's see what else we have. Vian Jones says, Chris, do you like CJ over Paul George if Kawhi sits?
CJ over Paul George if Kawhi sits. Probably. Let's see. CJ. I mean, I don't know. That's kind of tough to say. I guess I do. just because of the salary. I mean, Paul George is what 9.8 on FanDuel. Let's see his DraftKings price 9.3. So he's way more expensive. Probably, yeah, I probably wouldn't fit him in on FanDuel. But yeah, I definitely like CJ more. I'll say that.
Gotcha. Royal King also says worst slam dunk contest he's ever seen. VN Jones also says dunk contest not worth watching next year if Zion and Ant-Man are not in it. I just can't imagine like players like that being in it anymore at this point. Can you, Chris? Like, you kind of with me on that one?
Not really. I mean, I think we could see it. Also, someone like John Morant, I think that would be interesting.
Hopefully, yeah,
But I think
that'd be good.
I've seen John Morant tweet that he doesn't like every dunk contest. He doesn't want to be in it because the judges are just so awful. So that's also something that kind of makes these guys not want to enter.
They should just give like everyone in the crowd an app or something, QR code, scan it, and let the fans vote.
That would be awful. Everyone would vote for Zion.
I think that would be better than what we have now, though. No.
No, I don't think so. I think they need to do something different. I don't know what, but I've seen some good ideas like around dunk contest time. I don't remember them now, but I've definitely seen some decent ideas.
What did you see?
I don't remember them now.
Yeah. Let's see. JC says need to award Doge to the winner of the dunk contest. They will get in for that.
No, I think the problem is how they decide the winner. I think that's why they don't want to join like all the good players.
How did they decide the winner?
Like these random judges up to 50.
They like celebrity judges sometimes?
No, I don't think they do. I mean, sometimes, but I don't think they do that anymore. But
That's terrible.
Yeah, I don't know.
Would you be a good judge?
No, I don't think so. I think probably needs to be like a head-to-head. Like instead of out of 50, you could do like a head-to-head. 2 people dunk, and then winner moves on. Kind of like a bracket. Maybe it's something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what they do for the skills challenge, right?
Yeah,
Even
but
the three-point
at the same
challenge.
time, then the bracket could be like messed up if there's a bad dunker going up against a good dunker. Or if there's 2 good dunkers, then they're at a disadvantage. So I don't know. It's a hard situation.
Yeah. Let's go back into DFS, Chris. A little bit easier to gauge who we like here. Charlotte, Nate Darling out for them. PJ Washington and Devontae Graham questionable projected starters. Graham, Rozier, McDaniels, Bridges, and PJ Washington. Anyone that you like here on the Charlotte side, Chris, take advantage of their guys missing or not so much anymore?
Well, Devontae Graham and PJ Washington are both game time decisions, so there's not really much we can take advantage of here yet. If these guys miss, then we can play the Hornets, but as of now, I probably think they're going to play. If they play, I'm not really interested in these guys. I mean, it's a good matchup against the Blazers, but they're only implied to score 106, so Vegas doesn't love it. And yeah, we have these other situations where we already have the injuries, so I'm going to focus on those spots. If we get these 2 guys out in Graham and Washington, then I'll be more interested in these Hornets like Rozier, Bridges, McDaniels maybe. I haven't really looked at the pricing much, but I'll be more interested if those guys end up being ruled out, but I probably think they play here tonight.
Got it. Can you hear this bird, Chris, in the background?
No, I can't.
Really? Can anyone else hear this bird? I was going to ask if anyone knows what bird this is. Free week to anyone who knows the bird, but if we can't hear the bird, then can't do that. VN Jones, Chris, he's got an idea. He says, need to do the scoring after all the competitors dunk, not after each dunk. JC likes that one as well.
Yeah, probably after each round maybe, but then you have like recency bias, like probably but I guess if they put their scores in after each dunk, you wouldn't have that. So I don't know, could be interesting.
T-Bay says it's a crow. I don't think that's a crow.
Yeah, I can't confirm. I don't hear it, but I don't think anyone can. We won't be able to confirm anyways. 'Cause you can't see the bird.
Yeah, I can't see it, but I mean, if you know birds, you would know. If you know, you know. But I don't think T-Bay knows birds. Like, TV's got like a long list of hobbies and passions. I don't think bird watching is one of them. David Korea is asking about Vernon, Chris. Are you from Vernon? Are we in Vernon right now? In the Okanagan?
No, Vernon Carey. If he starts, like if Washington is out, if he ends up starting again, I'm fine with that. He played 35 minutes last game, 33 fantasy points. So it really depends on who they start.
Yeah. T-Bay is definitely not a bird expert. Vian Jones, I like his guess more. Sounds a bit like a raptor to him. Kind of agree with that one. I've seen some Jurassic Park, so definitely know what a raptor sounds like. Have you seen Jurassic Park, Chris? Do you remember it?
Yeah, I have. I've seen the more recent one.
Oh, yeah, the first one's pretty good. Yeah, let's move on. Next game, Rockets against the Magic. Houston side, Sterling Brown, David Nwaba, Danwell House, Dante Exum, John Wall, Eric Gordon, all out for the Rockets. Kevin Porter Jr., Avery Bradley, Jay Sean Tate, Kelly Olynyk, and Christian Wood all projected to start. Anything, Chris, on this Houston side that we can take advantage of with this list of 6 guys out for the Rockets?
Yeah, so this one's kind of easy because there's 2 guys that benefit the most from John Wall being out. It's Kevin Porter Jr. first because he's kind of the main ball handler now. Without John Wall, he's 6'5" on FanDuel. I think on DraftKings he's a little more, 6.6K. So he's a lock for me on both sites, both formats. And then Christian Wood, he gets more usage. Obviously, it's not like he's going to become a ball handler, but he gets more usage. We kind of always talk about John Wall never passing to Christian Wood. So he's going to have the ball in his hands more shots, more usage, like I said. So we like Christian Wood here. He's 8K on FanDuel, which is a lock for me. DraftKings 8.5K, a little more expensive. Not a lock there, but still a really solid play. I still like him a lot. Still have him in my current lineup. So I like those 2 guys the most from the Rockets. If you want to play someone else here, maybe someone like Kelly Olynyk in tournaments. He's been playing really well. I don't really want to buy into it, though. We have some other better plays at center. He's a center on FanDuel, center on DK. We have Chris Boucher, who I prefer over him. But like I said, in tournaments, maybe it's fine. Avery Bradley, if he ends up starting, that could be interesting. He's 3.5 on DK, 3.5 on FanDuel as well. They're missing a bunch of guys, Sterling Brown, David Nwaba, DJ Augustine, Danwell House. So all these guys on the wing are out. So if Avery Bradley starts, he could be interesting to me. Definitely wouldn't mind playing him if he ends up playing 30 minutes. So I don't think he's an awful play, but he's kind of the guy that's probably dependent on the starting lineup. We do know that Kevin Porter and Wood will start, so those 2 are my favorites here.
Got it. Just quickly back to the Portland game, Chris. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson, ex-Raptor, ex-Net. He is starting. Is that a big deal?
No, I don't think so. Who did they start last game? I don't remember. Do you know who they started last game? Oh, I think they started DJJ. But yeah, this doesn't matter. I mean, he's Rondé is 3K on DraftKings.
Minimum.
Maybe as a last piece, you can go there. I mean, probably more interesting than someone like Avery Bradley now, but I mean, he could just play like 18 minutes. We saw Jones Jr. start last game, and he only played 18 minutes. So, I mean, it's not like a lock or anything like that, but probably interesting as a value play in tournaments.
Yeah. Let's see. T-Bay says, Jay Sean, wish he could play him in his lineups, but he can't, and he's sad about that. Why can't he play him?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind Jay Sean Tate either, but I think we have these 2 other power forwards in Christian Wood and Kem Birch who are locks on FanDuel. I know Thomas is a FanDuel guy.
Got it. So other half of this game, Magic side, we have Otto Porter out, MCW out, James Ennis out, and I think Mo Bamba is probable now, so he's upgraded. Projected starters, Cole Anthony, Gary Harris, Dwayne Bacon, Chuma Okiki, and Wendell Carter Jr. So Gary Harris, Chris, do you think the Nuggets could have used Harris now with Jamal Murray out, or no?
I mean, they got Aaron Gordon, so I think that's a lot better. But yeah, on this Magic side, I have some interest here, mostly in the guards because MCW is missing a second straight game. Let's see. Last game they played the Raptors. Cole Anthony got the start, so that's why we project him to start here again. Cole Anthony played 29 minutes, got 33 fantasy points. He's 5K on FanDuel, so I think that's a really good price tag for him. He's 5'8 on DK, so that's probably a little too expensive for me. But I think on FanDuel, Cole Anthony is definitely in play. Terence Ross, another guy that's 5'1 on FanDuel, so super cheap price tag for him. He's 5'9 on DK. We've seen the upside that this guy has when he gets the minutes. Only played 21 minutes last game. I'm not too sure why. It seemed like a close game against the Raptors. It ended up being an 11-point game. So I'm not sure why Terence Ross only played 21 minutes. But, I mean, if he does play his normal minutes here, probably around 28 to 32, I think this is a really good price tag for him. So I do like him in cash games. Like we said, Michael Carter-Williams is out here. We also have James Ennis out, so that bumps up Terence Ross's minutes a little bit as well. Just solidifies them. So I think this is a good buy low spot for Terence Ross. We've seen him around like 6K, 6.7K in this last little stretch ever since Vooch got traded. So this is definitely a buy low spot for T. Ross. So I don't mind playing him as a last piece in my cash games. Wendell Carter, someone else that's a little bit interesting. He's 6'4 on DK, 6'4 on FanDuel as well. Probably can't do it on FanDuel because you can only pick one center. I think on DK, where you can pair Boucher with another center like Wendell Carter, that's where I don't mind using him. Like you said, Mo Bamba is probable now, so it's kind of a downgrade to someone like Wendell Carter, but I still think he's a decent play here for 6.4K.
Okay. Let me load up the next game here. Before we do that, some comments. Jones says Bradley equals PJ Tucker equals Tony Snell equals do not play. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I agree with that one. But I think on DK, there's like a last piece range for around that price tag. There's like a 1v1 between Yuta Watanabe and Avery Bradley that we'll discuss. So I don't mind them as last pieces, but they are definitely exercise guys.
Yeah, and then T-Base says Avery Bradley the Sheriff over Terence Ross.
Yeah, Avery Bradley the Sheriff. Is that his nickname or something?
I wouldn't be able to tell you. That's T-Bay and his word magic with words. Is that his nickname? Should we look it up or not?
Sure. I mean, just look it up. I think he just made that up. I don't think that's his nickname. Just go to Basketball Reference.
What is his nickname? Spider-Man. Poison. Wait, so he's the original Spider?
Yeah.
Do you think he's pissed?
No, I don't think so.
Branding worked better for Mitchell. Yeah, moving on, Chris. Next game up, Sacramento Kings, Dallas Mavericks. Sacramento side first. Do you know who this guy is? Robert Woodard?
No.
Okay. He's out for them. Rashawn Holmes also out. Projected starters, De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield, Mo Harkless, Harrison Barnes, and what is this? Damian Jones? What is this? What's his first name? Yeah, Damian Jones.
Yeah.
What do you make of the Kings squad here today, Chris?
So I'm not too interested in the Kings here. We have Holmes out today. Whiteside's kind of priced up, or not priced up, but priced where he should be, around 5.5 on both sites. So he's the guy that we've kind of been playing recently. He was low 3Ks in his last two games. That's when we played him. Now he's 5.5 on DraftKings. So I don't think we have to play him unless for some reason they start him. Then he's going to probably become a lock. But at the same time, we have Chris Boucher for a little bit more, who I think is just as good of a play here today. So I don't know. I'm not too interested in the Sacramento side here. It's not really a great environment for them. They're underdogs. Dallas is favored by 8.5. The Kings here are implied to score 111. De'Aaron Fox is 9.7K on FanDuel, 9.8 on DK. So I think he's priced where he should be. I have more interest in the other side of the game where it's just a massive pace-up spot for the Mavericks. So not too interested in these guys here on the Kings.
Okay, let me just load up the scouting report, Chris, on Robert Woodard, just because we like to do our homework here. So So we have 2 scouting reports for you, Chris, to look at. So this is the NBA.com draft prospect scouting report. Let's see. Good physical athleticism, promising playmaking ability on the defensive end, budding consistency as a floor spacer. Lanky 6'7" wing, strong 230-pound frame with a 7'1" wingspan. Chris, what do you make of that?
Scroll up. They traded him for Xavier Tillman.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, I have no idea. All I know is I've played Xavier Tillman a few times this year. Kind of like him, but yeah, I have no idea about this guy. I don't think he's going to play.
1 of 5 SEC players to have at least 20 points and 15 rebounds in a game.
Yeah.
Versatile defender. That sounds like what you need in the NBA. Capable and improving three-point shooter. 3-and-D guy. Energy at both ends. Elite physical profile. That sounds nice.
Yeah.
1999. Let's see his stats here. He's played a bit already, Chris. Okay. Now we know.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea about that guy.
T-Bay says, kind of looks like his scouting report. If only I didn't fear my Achilles.
Can we watch this video? This funny video I saw yesterday. Look up Patrick Waugh, Matt Duchene. This video is too funny.
What is this?
Matt Duchene, not Boucher.
Oh.
Duchene. Yeah, that one. Too bad I can't hear it, but yeah, this is too funny here.
Feeds it back for Grigorenko.
Read the title. What's the title?
Gotta hear it. Raw rips Duchene's 30th goal celebration.
Into the slot. Shot. Scores. There's the goal for Mikhail Butker.
Where's the celebration?
Or was it Duchene with a deflection as they collect the puck?
Good puck possession right here by Botker. He's able to move it to the point and then get open. Watch him get open right in the slot right here. Presents his stick. And then that shot. And Duchene, by his celebration, you'd think that he got his stick on it.
And the thing I have a bit of a hard time is the reaction of Dutchy after he scores. It's a 4-0 goal. Big cheer. Are you kidding me? What is that? I mean, it's not the reflect that we want from our guys. Not at all. We need to change the mindset. I mean, I think we have a losing mindset right now. I mean, I think we have to find ways to believe more in ourselves. And
big cheer.
I mean,
are you kidding me?
And sometimes things not gonna.
Wait, is this Patrick Waugh? My favorite goalie of all time. What's he doing here?
This is old. He used to be their coach.
Oh. Have you seen the one that I have on my Twitter, Chris? The NBA? I don't know what this is. Have you seen this one? I don't know what this one is.
Yeah, I think I've seen it. Isn't there an NBA player here?
I've over-dribbled. You fucking over-dribbled. You don't even fucking play.
I can't hear it, though. That's the problem.
He just says, you over-dribbled, you over-dribbled, I over-dribbled, you over-dribbled, you haven't even played. What is this? That's a good one. You have to watch it. I'll send it to you for later.
Okay.
There you go. But where were we? We have to do the Mavs, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Mavericks side, just Tyrell Terry out for them. Projected starters, Luka the Don, Josh Richardson, Dorian Finney-Smith, Maxi Kleba, and Zingis. Already some chat here, Chris, from the Crunchers. Austin says, please tell me Kleba is a fade today.
Yeah, I definitely don't think you have to play Kleba here today. I mean, there's no reason to.
Yeah, but who do you like on the Mavs other than, well, I guess you don't like Kleba, but anyone you like on the Mavs? Maybe some Luka, seeing him at 40% projected ownership.
Yeah, so I was talking about it when we went over the Kings. This is the side that I'll have interest in this game because it's a pace-up spot for the Mavericks here against the Kings, one of our favorite matchups. The Mavs here are implied to score 120 points. So that means I do have interest in their top guys. Luka Doncic is 10-4 on FanDuel, 10-9 on DK. I think he makes for a really solid play on this slate. I mean, like I said, the matchup here is ridiculous. I probably expect like a 60-point game here from Luka, 60 fantasy points, obviously. But yeah, I mean, I think it's one of the best spots for him. So I love Luka Doncic here today in both formats. And then Kristaps, probably the guy that I'm going to stay away from, even though he's been playing well. I don't really want to play those two together. I'd rather play Luka here. So probably not going to play Porzingis. I'd rather spend down a little, go down to Christian Wood at the power forward position. So don't love Kristaps here just because of the pricing. I mean, he's a decent play, good play probably in this matchup, but just don't have the salary for him here. I prefer Luka. So that's probably it from the Mavericks. Like, we usually don't have interest in their value guys unless either Luka or KP are missing the game, and that's not the case today.
Okay. What did Patrick Waugh say, Chris? Big cheer? How did he say it?
Just go back to it. It's too funny. It's like 35 seconds.
After he scores, it's a 4-0 goal. Big cheer. Are you kidding me? What is that?
What is that?
He's a championship player, though. He's a beast. He's built different, Chris.
Maybe.
That is a big cheer, though, isn't it? It looks like it's like a game-winning goal of in OT or something for like a meaningful game. Comments. Too bad. How do you say his name? Duchesne.
The third one. Yeah.
Huh?
The third comment.
Boy hit that bonus money marker and couldn't contain himself.
Yeah. That's what I think. Because you get the bonuses in all the sports when you hit certain milestones.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like salary, you get extra salary.
Oh, that was it?
I guess so. I mean, it makes sense. I think this was at the end of the season.
Oh. They do that in the NBA too, don't they? Or they did for like shooting percentages and stuff. That's why some players don't shoot like the half-court shot at the end of a quarter or something.
Yeah, they do it in all sports.
Is that kind of weird?
No, it just incentivizes it. I mean, if you can incentivize your players
to not
play
shoot
better,
but to not shoot like a prayer at the end of the quarter, that seems.
Well, I think that's probably on the team. Like they should, or even the league, they should probably make like some exception. Like if it doesn't hit the rim, if it's like, I don't know, you could probably make some rule like
just like in the last second or something.
Last 2 seconds from half court and beyond, it doesn't count as a shot. I don't know. It could be something, but I mean, if you're trying to hit your incentives, if you're trying to get those bonuses,
I just think it's weird because it kind of makes people not want to shoot that half court shot when they're wide open. I sometimes see that, and it's kind of annoying because it's like counter competitive. It's not competitive.
Yeah, but I think even if, I don't know, who knows? Even if they didn't have that, maybe they still wouldn't shoot it.
I would shoot it. Put me on the court there, last second or so in the quarter. I'll shoot the ball. But yeah, next game, Chris. Timberwolves clip show here. Minnesota side first. Jalen Noel doubtful. Projected starters: Ricky Rubio, Ant-Man, Kogi, Jaden McDaniels, and Catman. So everyone here is pretty much back, Chris, for the Timberwolves for a while now. Russell off the bench. Is that his new role? Are they kind of being cautious with him? Or are they trying to split time with like Ant-Man, Rubio, and Russell? Like, what's going on with that situation? I would have envisioned Russell kind of being a starter, but I also haven't watched the games. I'm just wondering, why is Russell coming off the bench?
Probably just want to limit him with his injury. He's been capped at around 24 minutes, so that's probably why. Probably going to start him later if his minutes go up. But yeah, I'm not sure about that situation. But yeah, I'm not interested here in the Timberwolves. Tough matchup against the Clippers. Pretty healthy outside of Beasley. So I don't want to play anyone here. We've talked about all these other great spots today. So there's really no reason to play anyone here.
Okay. Let's go over the clip show. So Serge Ibaka out for them. Kawhi Leonard, questionable tag, so that's a pretty big one here. Last game of the slate as well, so I guess that's an interesting situation to kind of deal with today. Projected starters, Reginald Jackson, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Marcus Morris, and Zubats. So with this Kawhi questionable tag, Chris, last game of the slate, is this something that you would backload for, or are there enough good plays in the earlier games where this can kind of not matter that much here in today's slate?
So like the thing is, all these guys are priced as if Kawhi was out, like all other guys. So even if you backload, you're not getting a big edge over the field. We've mentioned all these other spots, which are just insane as well. So there's no reason to backload, in my opinion, for this news. I have no idea if he's going to play or not. He's missed the last few games. It's a random game against Minnesota. Probably on national TV. Let me check.
What does the spread tell you as well?
It's on NBA TV. The spread is 9.5 favoring the Clippers. So I don't know. I can't really tell. I think that's probably accurate for him playing. I think if he was, or I don't know, probably accurate for him to be out, because I think if he was playing, it would be a little higher.
Yeah.
But yeah, who knows here? If he plays, they're probably gonna be cautious with him. He hasn't played in 9 days, so I don't know. I can't play this guy. I don't think he's popping in the FanDuel optimal right now, but I probably can't play him. This is a really good situation. 121 points implied for the team. So I'm interested in the two main guys, Kawhi and Paul George, if I am playing the Clippers. But it's probably tournament only for me at this point, just because, I mean, there's too much uncertainty with the situation here.
Yeah. What if you locked them both in, Chris? If they both did well, could that be enough to kind of get you up there in tournaments?
Not really, because, I mean, we've seen them at, like, 8K for Paul George for most of the season, 10K for Kawhi. And now we're getting Paul George for 10K, Kawhi for 10K. So if we're doing that, we're not getting guys like Luka. Probably doesn't let us get the spend ups from the Raptors. Probably no Kevin Porter Jr. So, I mean, there's just so many good situations here today that I don't think you have to kind of play it different to wait for this news.
Yeah. So there's enough good plays here at today's slate that you can kind of go other routes here. It's not like we're starved for studs here tonight.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, I think that is it for the slate overview. Let's go over your three key plays, Chris. Start with FanDuel. Overall play of the day over there. So your favorite player for tournaments, cash, all formats, safest guy in your eyes on this Sunday slate here. Who's it going to be? Is it CJ McCollum?
Yeah, let's go with the cover boy, CJ McCollum.
Okay. And then a value play on FanDuel. Who do you have there today?
So we have a bunch of guys in like this, I don't know, 5K, 6K range. We have Malachi Flynn. We have Cole Anthony. We have Kevin Porter Jr., who's a little more expensive, so probably can't say him. We have Kem Birch for 4.5. Probably say Malachi Flynn, because I think he's the safest one, even though he's 5'6".
Yeah, he's a beast. Tournament play of the day, Chris. On FanDuel, who do you have there now?
This one's, I don't know, this one's kind of tough. Give me like Norm Powell, because, I mean, we talked about him being more of a tournament play. He's not a spend up, so it lets us spend up for other guys as well. I think he has a lot of upside with no Dame, so give me Norm.
You're kind of right. We've seen that in Toronto, actually. He's had some big games this year as well. Your boy...
He's only, I think, 6.3K here on FanDuel. Last game he played 38 minutes, 17 shots. So, I mean, this price tag is definitely good for him.
Yeah, your boy Brandon always loves Norm Powell, so I think he's one of his favorite players. I always sleep on Norm because it's just weird seeing Norm Powell at such a high price tag. I kind of have a more vivid image of Norm Powell in the past than like recent Norm Powell. Very inconsistent shooting, so that's kind of how I remember Norm Powell. Not the best bias, but I kind of do like that play because we have seen him have some really big games for Toronto this year when I think some of their guys have been missing. So I do like that one a lot. So just in Portland, Chris, what is the usage situation? Like, who are the top guns there with Lillard sitting. CJ number 1 by far, right?
Yeah, CJ1. He's clearly the guy up top, and then I mean they have their bigs who kind of demand some usage, but I mean I don't know. They don't get many post ups. Like I don't know. I think it's probably Norm Powell too. They have Melo off the bench who has a pretty high usage rate, but I mean, like I said, Norm Powell shot 17 times last game, played 38 minutes, so I think they don't really care about saving him or anything like that. So I think they'll give him all the minutes he could handle here with no Dame. So I do like him a lot. They're fighting for the playoff spot as well. I think they're something like 5th seed or something. So seeding matters. So I think they want to win. I think they're going to give him a lot of minutes here.
Gotcha. DK, Chris. Hold up. There's actually quite a lot of fans in this Miami crowd, Chris. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, I mean, all arenas are increasing their fans.
Nice. That's good to see. So DraftKings, Chris, over there, overall play of the day, it was CJ on FanDuel. Is it also CJ here on DK?
Probably not, because he's a little more expensive here on DraftKings. I don't think he's a lock here. I think there's some other plays. I mean, he's a good play as well, but it's kind of hard to get Luka if you play him. I really like Luka today, so not a lock here for me. My top play, I'll go with someone like Kevin Porter Jr. here.
Nice. I like that one. Wow, there's 2 Porter Juniors today, Chris.
Otto, he's out, though. I think Otto is out.
Yeah, I think so as well. So value play on DK. Who's your guy there?
This one's a little easier because we have a cheap guy here with Anthony Simons. He's 3.6. I think he's going to be my value play. I could also say Flynn, but I don't really want to. When I have a cheap guy, I'd rather say a cheap guy, but Flynn is right here as well. I think he's a lock for me.
Slam dunk champion. Tournament play of the day, Chris. On DraftKings, who do you have?
I'll say the same thing. I'll say Norm Powell.
Nice. There's a Dwight Powell today, too. Okay, let's go over your cores on FanDuel. Bam won the game for the Heat. Chris, did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Was it just now?
Yeah, just now.
Nice.
Switch that up. So you have 4 cores here. Let's see, 4 or 5. You got 5 guys here. So CJ went over that one. No Dame Dollar there. Clearly the number 1 guy. Priced a bit better on FanDuel. Christian Wood, Kevin Porter, no John Wall there. So that's probably why you like that. Plus a bunch of other guys missing. Boucher and Birch. Chris, why do you like those guys today?
Yeah, so I mean, we talked about like all these teams. I talked about it at the start, talked about it in the middle. These 3 teams, Portland, Raptors, and Rockets, are my favorite teams today. So yeah, with the Raptors situation, I mean, I like them because they're resting all their starters.
Yeah, and they're getting fined for it. They don't care. So sticking it to the man. Who's the commish right now? What's his name?
Adam Silver?
Yeah, sticking it to Adam Silver. Do you think he's pissed?
No, I have no idea. I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, me too. I think VN Jones brought that one up. But which ones do you want to go over, Chris? 1, 2, or seeing some Kawhi here in the first one, actually?
Yeah, so kind of said it. I don't want to play Kawhi here. I mean, just go over the first one quickly. It has Cole Anthony, who I said I like a lot. It doesn't have Luka, so I don't love that part. It has Kawhi, who's uncertain, so I don't love that. So I'll skip over the first team. I don't love it today. Let's go over the second and third. Okay.
Bobby Boucher, Chris, he's popping a lot lately. I love to see that. Let's see what the differences are, though. Avery Bradley, T. Ross, Melo, and Norm. I think that's it, 2v2.
Yeah, so, I mean, this one's pretty clear for me. So I'll go over the rest of the lineup. We have Luka at 10-4. I like him a lot here. We have Flynn, 5-6. I like that. CJ locked him in. Porter locked him in. Wood locked him in. Birch locked him in as well. Boucher, did we lock him? No, I don't think so. But really solid play here, 7-3.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I locked him? Yeah, so I didn't lock Malachi Flynn, actually. But yeah, locked Boucher, didn't lock Flynn. But I mean, I love the Raptors here today. I mentioned it already. We have this 2v2, Avery Bradley and Norm Powell versus Terence Ross and Melo. I just like the first side a lot more, especially if Bradley's starting. I think we probably have to wait for that news. I think it's, what is it? When does this game start? 30 minutes after lock? No, it actually starts right at lock. So we will know the starting lineup. I assume they're going to start him just because they're pretty thin now. Like I said, no more Sterling Brown. Augustine is out as well. So I think Avery Bradley will start here, but we'll have to wait and see on that news. But still, I like the first side more with Norm Powell. I like him a lot today. Can we actually take a look at the first team with Kawhi as well?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, so this one, if we compare it to the second one, this one has Cole Anthony, Terence Ross, and Kawhi versus Luka, Bradley, and Norm. So, like, actually, this one's, it's Norm Powell instead of Porter. So, this one's, it's pretty close, but I think Porter is in both.
Yeah.
So it's Cole Anthony, Kawhi Leonard, Norman Powell.
Wait,
Kawhi Leonard.
T. Ross too, right?
Yeah, but you already highlighted him.
And
Norman Powell.
Where's
Second one, Norman Powell.
There we go.
And Luka Doncic. So we got news that your boy Watson is starting here today.
Lock him in.
I don't know about that. He's 4-5 on FanDuel. Yeah, I don't know about that. He only played 25 minutes last game, but we'll see.
He's in his prime, Chris.
Yeah, I don't know. But let's see this 3v3. So I think if Kawhi was playing for sure, if it was like a regular day, I would prefer the first side just because it gets us off of Avery Bradley. But I think on this day where we have uncertainty, that game is the last game of the slate, so there's not going to be a swap, I don't think, because it's just Kawhi Leonard there at small forward who's in the late game. So if Kawhi ends up being ruled out, you're probably going to be screwed. Who's the next highest small forward? Let me see. You would have to pivot down to Anthony Edwards, so you don't want to do that. So I think if we don't get news that Kawhi is in before lock, I think you can't play Kawhi here, and you'll have to go with the second one.
Yep. Okay, DK.
Yep.
Let's see what we have here. Chris's core, Boucher, Porter Jr., Flynn, Trent Jr. Yeah, why do you like these guys here, Chris, on DK?
Same reason. Raptors, we talked about them. Rockets as well with no John Wall, so it's pretty condensed today.
George ruled out from Kobe.
I don't see that. Do you see that?
No. I see it from Kobe here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see it, but I'm ready to place my bets if that is true. But like I said, I don't
check
see
Fantasy Labs. Let's see. It says nothing about that.
Yeah, I don't see it. Give us a link if you're on Twitter or whatever.
George Hill is listed questionable. Maybe, I don't know. It's not there, Kobe.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to
anyways, so we have these Raptors locked, and then Kevin Porter Jr. We could take a look at the first two here.
Okay.
So it's just a 1v1 here, or sorry, 2v2, I think, actually. Yeah, those two guys, and then, yeah. So we have Simmons in both, 3-6 here, like him a lot for value here on DK. Kevin Porter Jr. locked him in with no John Wall. Then we have these Raptors, Trent, Flynn, and Boucher, all really good plays. And then Luka Doncic, love him as a spend up here against the Kings. So I like that. And then this 2v2, Yuta Watanabe and Wendell Carter versus PJ Washington and Kem Birch. So we have PJ Washington currently questionable. I think if he ends up being in this second side, could be interesting just because I don't really want to play Yuta. I don't really want to play Wendell. I like Birch. So this one's pretty tough. I'd probably side with the second side here, but I'm not too sure. This one's pretty close. The projection difference is 0.08. So this one's very close. I wouldn't be surprised if it flip-flopped. But yeah, I'd side with the second one right now, but could change.
Okay. Back on FanDuel for Royal King, Chris. Which one should we go over? After Hours or the last showdown slate here?
Not that one, because Kawhi is in that one. We got news that Washington is in and Devontae Graham is out.
Yep.
So we'll have to see who they start for Devontae Graham. They've started Caleb Martin once, they've started Cody Martin once. So kind of have to wait and see on that one.
Yep. So yeah, this is the After Hours, Chris. What do you like here? I guess this one also depends on the Kawhi news too, right? So it's not the best slates here to go over right now.
Yeah, it's pretty much. I mean, this is only valid if Kawhi ends up playing. So I guess we can assume that he's playing. These first two teams are pretty close in projection. Just a 2v2, Reggie and Paul George versus Fox and Halliburton. I like the first side more. You got exposure to the high total team. I think the Clippers are implied to score 120. Kings are implied to score, I think, like 108. So I'd go with the Clipper side.
Yeah. What do you make of that Kobe, Chris? Kobe saying Paul George is ruled out. He got us.
Is that what he said? He said he got us?
No. It seems like he's thinking that.
No, I don't know about that. I mean, he probably saw it somewhere. I mean, if he didn't say he got us, then I don't think there was any malicious intent.
Yeah, maybe the tweet got removed or something. Not sure. But yeah, definitely haven't seen anything on that. Layden says fake news, Chris.
Yeah, fake news.
It's what do people say? Russian account there? Russian Twitter account? Russian YouTube live comment for the fake news propaganda. Fake DFS news propaganda. Sent here by Alex Baker, Chris. Awesemo. Or Winpack. Anusha's boy. Trying to mess with us.
Or Justin. Justin loves Alex Baker.
Yeah. Anything else you want to go over, Chris, here for today's slate, or should we wrap it up, get our housekeeping out of the way?
No, I think we're done here.
Okay. Housekeeping, guys, quickly today. Check out our site, Optimizer. We've been using it here throughout the show, as we do every day, dfscrunch.com. Link is also in the description. If you're a new member, you can get yourself 3 days for free. So if you create your account, set up your account here, you won't be charged until after 3 days. So you get completely free trial for the first 3 days, 72 hours from when you sign up. You can cancel anytime before that. The account management thing is in the sidebar here. I think you can see, yeah. Open up the sidebar here on the bottom, then click Account Center. So that's where you can manage your subscription, can cancel it by yourself. So check that out. You get full access to everything during the trial. So all of our sports, FanDuel, DraftKings, all the sports we have, plus all the different slates we have for all the sports. So for NBA today, I guess there were some early games, so you don't have those now, but 7 slates here, different slates on FanDuel today. On DK, there were 7 as well. So there's a lot of stuff to try out. You also get our Discord. So just a reminder, any members here watching, if you're not in the Discord, do join that. Good place to get your questions asked and hang out leading up to lock. So get in the Discord if you're not there as well. So there is that, dfscrunch.com. Check it out. And then other stuff, YouTube before you go, make sure you hit the thumbs up, helps us grow. Do appreciate that a lot. And then make sure you're also subscribed with the bell button clicked and the all notifications text clicked as well, so you can stay notified for our show. We do it here every day, 2.5 hours before the main slate. So good place to get your slate overview. Every question here gets answered. Every comment gets read out loud. So it's a lot of fun. So be sure to do all that stuff. Justin says he says ILU2, Chris.
Wait, I also want to say if you're playing, I've been thinking about it. Like, you might just want to exclude Kawhi Leonard or something like that, because there's not any swaps. Like, that's the late game. Starts 2.5 hours after the game before. So if you don't get that news, like I said, the next best small forward is going to be Anthony Edwards. So if you're playing tournaments or something, might consider just fading that game just so you get your entire lineup salary in. I don't know if that makes sense, but
No, it makes sense. I feel like also there's just so many other good plays here, and as you mentioned, both guys are kind of priced up as well. So it's just there's no need for that risk, especially since there's no swaps at that time. It's the only game, so you might not get that news until all the other games start.
Maybe like the Timberwolves side is fine. I don't think that side's going to be too popular, so maybe you can play that side. But the Clippers side, I'd probably fade that, even though they have like a super high implied team total.
If you do that though, you should probably open up the sidebar players per team, and then you'd probably want to do like what, 1 or 2 on each team.
Oh no, I would just fade it.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you wanted to leave like slots open for late swap here, maybe do that. I don't know. What do you think?
No, I wouldn't just leave it. I wouldn't leave it open, but I would just make the Clippers 0 and then keep the Timberwolves because there's no Timberwolves news. But yeah, I mean, if you do that too, you'll have the early game. You'll have the early games. You'll have the early screenshots, so you'll be winning early.
Oh yeah, I'm good at that, so I'll probably do that today. Vian Jones says Graham out. Got that one already. Royal King says, who would you play if Kawhi is out for the single slate, Chris? Ant-Man?
Paul George, Reggie Jackson, Marcus Morris, Nick Batum, Luke Kennard, Rondo, Reggie Jackson. I said it already. So all the Clippers would become great plays for that single game slate.
Got it.
What was the question? What did Vian Jones say? What did you say before that?
Oh, you just said Graham's out. I said we already got that one.
Oh, yeah. So with that news, we have to wait and see who they start. That's the important thing because they've been starting random guys. So it's kind of hard to say what we like from that before we hear the starters.
Yep. And then an important one, Chris. Layton says, did we cover narratives? We definitely did not today. So can you pull those up?
Yeah, I can pull them up, I guess. Narrative Street.
Take a stroll down Narrative Street with Chrissair DFS. What do we have? Where would we have a narrative here? Do we have what do we have? Do we have anything here?
We have Harrison Barnes, Dallas. So he got traded on the bench. I know Rondo likes that one.
Yeah.
We have DeLon Wright, Dallas. We have Willie Cauley-Stein, Sacramento, but I don't think Cauley-Stein is playing right now. Augustine, he's out. Carter Williams is out as well. Ennis is out. Then some older ones from earlier today. We had Julius Randle against the Pelicans. We had Alfred Payton against the Pelicans. So yeah, nothing really today other than Harrison Barnes. He's the only active guy that's playing.
Gotcha. So not too many great narratives. I guess the Harrison Barnes probably my favorite one today by far. But
yeah, that's the one.
Is it a good one? Like, is he in a good spot even?
Not really, but it's fine. Like, we've been playing him for this. The problem with him is he could be an exercise guy. We've seen it time and time again. But the price tag is good. We've been playing him. He's getting a ton of minutes, 40 per game. So I don't know. The thing is, I don't really like the narratives with these exercise guys.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's it, Chris. Anything you want to say? Last closing remarks out of you, Mr. 10K?
No, I just wanted to add in the Kawhi thing. That's the only thing I wanted to add in.
Have you picked your scooter yet, by the way?
Still waiting on Dakota to send it.
Yeah, we need Dakota's scooter selection. But yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate all the comments as always. We'll be in the Discord, so if you have more questions, come hang out there. And we'll see you guys all tomorrow. Good luck today, and see you all then.